In a quiet corner of Arkansas, where the rolling hills meet winding country roads, a story has unfolded that feels both heartbreakingly personal and profoundly universal. Jana Duggar, the once familiar face of a large and complicated family, has said goodbye forever to the man she once called her husband. It is not the goodbye of scandal or tabloid spectacle, but the goodbye of a woman who has spent years wrestling with expectations, sacrifice, and the quiet ache of a life lived under watchful eyes. Today, her farewell is not just to a person but to an entire chapter of herself, and the resonance of that moment reaches far beyond her own life. Those who have followed Jana's journey remember her not as a headline but as a caretaker. The daughter who stayed, the sister who quietly shouldered the weight of a household while others left to build their own lives. She was the steady presence, the one who smiled politely, held babies, and kept secrets. For years, viewers speculated about her choices, her singleness, her dreams hidden behind dutiful composure. Few knew the real Jana, a woman of deep thought, fierce loyalty, and a longing for a life that belonged entirely to her. When she married, it seemed to many like a long-delayed reward, a chance for her to finally have a story of her own. But behind the wedding photos and congratulatory messages was a reality more complex, more human, and more heartbreaking. The man she married, let's call him Daniel to preserve his privacy, was quiet, earnest, and full of promises. He spoke the language of faith, family, and forever. For Jana, raised in a world where commitment was everything, his words felt like a rescue. Here was someone who saw her not as a caretaker or a character on a reality show, but as a woman with dreams, fears, and a hunger for freedom. Their courtship was brief but intense, fueled by hope and a shared vision of something different. Friends recall how Jana glowed in those early months as if the years of waiting had finally led to a moment of sunrise. But marriage, as Jana would come to understand, is not only a promise of companionship, it is a mirror that reflects who we are and what we've endured. In the small house they built together, old patterns began to emerge, patterns of control, silence, and unspoken expectations. Daniel, though not unkind, carried his own history of pressure and perfectionism. He wanted a wife who would build him up, who would mirror back the image of the man he wanted to be. Jana, still learning to claim her own voice, found herself slipping back into the familiar role of caretaker. She made excuses for his temper, for his long absences, for his inability to hear her dreams. She told herself this was what marriage required: patience, prayer, and persistence. Months turned into years, and the quiet ache inside her grew. Friends noticed the dimming of her light. The woman who had once laughed easily now spoke in careful sentences, always protecting someone else's image. She stopped painting, stopped writing in her journal, stopped speaking about the things that once made her heart race. Yet even in the midst of this quiet erosion, Jana held on to hope. She believed in redemption, in the possibility of change, in the small, ordinary miracles that could transform a marriage. She tried counseling, tried new routines, tried forgiveness over and over again. The breaking point did not come as a single dramatic event, but as a series of small moments that accumulated like pebbles in her chest. One night, sitting alone at the kitchen table after Daniel had left for yet another trip, she opened her old journal, the one she had kept hidden for years. Inside were the words of a younger Jana, full of dreams about travel, service, and creative work. She read her own handwriting and felt a wave of grief for the girl she had been, the girl she had slowly silenced. In that moment, she realized that staying in a marriage that erased her was not an act of faithfulness but of self-abandonment. The decision to leave was not easy. In her world, divorce was not just a legal process but a spiritual failure, a mark of shame. She feared the headlines, the whispers, the disappointment of family and fans alike. But she also feared something else: the slow, quiet death of her own soul. With the help of a few trusted friends, she began to make plans. She saved money, spoke with a counselor, and wrote a letter to Daniel explaining her decision. It was not an angry letter, not an accusation, but a goodbye steeped in sorrow and dignity. She wrote, "I am leaving not because I stopped loving you, but because I have finally remembered how to love myself." The day she left, the sky was gray and the air heavy with summer rain. She packed her belongings into the back of an old car, books, a few clothes, her grandmother's quilt, and drove away without ceremony. There was no camera crew, no staged farewell, only the quiet sound of tires on wet pavement and the steady thrum of her own heartbeat. As she crossed the state line, she whispered a prayer not for revenge or vindication, but for both of them to find healing. News of her departure broke slowly. First, a few cryptic social media posts, a photo of a sunrise, a quote about freedom, a new haircut. Then, confirmation. Jana Duggar had left her husband, and sources close to her said it was forever. Fans reacted with shock, sadness, and an outpouring of support. Some saw in her story a mirror of their own struggles, the courage to walk away from something that no longer nurtured their soul. Others criticized, unable to understand how a woman raised on ideals of lifelong marriage could take such a step. But through it all, Jana remained mostly silent, letting her actions speak louder than any public statement. What makes this story so compelling is not just the drama of a broken marriage, but the quiet strength of a woman reclaiming her life. In every community, there are Janas, people who have given years to relationships, jobs, or roles that slowly erase them. People who stay out of duty, out of fear, out of habit, until one day they realize the cost. Jana's goodbye forever is not a failure but a turning point, an act of courage that echoes far beyond her own kitchen table. It is a reminder that even those who seem to have it all together can be struggling in silence, and that leaving can sometimes be the most faithful choice of all. Since leaving, Jana has begun to rebuild her life quietly. She is enrolled in a community college class on interior design, something she once dreamed of as a teenager. She volunteers at a local shelter, helping women who are starting over after divorce or domestic challenges. She has started journaling again, filling page after page with plans, prayers, and fragments of poetry. She posts photos of nature walks, of meals she has cooked just for herself, of books stacked on her nightstand. There is a softness to her smile now, a peace that seems hard-won and deeply authentic. Her journey is far from over. Healing is not linear, and Jana has been honest about the nights she still cries, the moments she doubts her choice, the ache of loneliness. But she also speaks of small joys, waking up to silence that feels like freedom, making decisions without fear of disapproval, rediscovering the person she was before she became someone's caretaker. In her quiet way, she is offering an alternative narrative, that leaving is not the end of the story but the beginning of one. This is why Jana's farewell resonates so deeply. It is not a tabloid headline but a human story of loss, courage, and renewal. It is about the moment when a woman stops living a script written for her and begins to write her own. It is about the cost of freedom and the gift of self-respect. And for every viewer who has ever sat alone at a kitchen table, wondering if their life could be different, Jana's story is a flicker of hope. She has not given interviews, has not written a memoir, not yet. But those close to her say she speaks now of gratitude even in the pain. Gratitude for the lessons learned, for the strength discovered, for the chance to begin again. Her goodbye forever is not just to a husband, but to a pattern, a silence, a way of being that no longer fits. In its place is an open road, a blank page, a future that belongs entirely to her. As the camera of public attention slowly pans away, one can imagine Jana sitting by a window with a cup of tea, rain tapping gently against the glass. She looks out not with bitterness but with resolve. Somewhere in the distance, a train whistle sounds, a reminder that life moves forward, that departures make space for arrivals. And though we may never know every detail of her journey, the image of her driving away under a gray sky lingers in our minds. It is not an image of defeat but of a quiet revolution, the kind that begins not with shouting but with a single steady decision, enough. For viewers of her story, there is both sadness and inspiration. Sadness for what was lost, the hopes, the promises, the years of waiting. But inspiration too, for the courage it takes to start over, to choose oneself, to say goodbye forever not out of anger, but out of love for life itself. In a world that often glamorizes endurance at any cost, Jana's story is a gentle, powerful reminder that walking away can be an act of grace. And so, as Jana Duggar's chapter closes with the words "goodbye forever," a new one begins. It is not yet fully written, but it is hers. And in that simple truth lies the heart of this story, a story of resilience, authenticity, and the quiet power of a woman reclaiming her own narrative. Thanks for watching.